Artificial intelligence, a proven path to prosperity. Artificial intelligence, AI, is frequently portrayed as either humanity's greatest ally or its most dangerous threat. Some members of Congress now call for laws to slow or even restrict its development. Yet American history tells a far more reassuring story. In a free society, every major technological leap has ultimately expanded opportunity, raised living standards, and created far more jobs than it eliminated. Creative destruction is not new. It is woven into the fabric of America's economic success since its founding. Lessons from past transformations. From whale oil to petroleum. In the mid-19th century, the American whaling fleet was a powerhouse, directly employing 70,000 to 75,000 workers and sustaining countless additional jobs in shipbuilding, ports, and processing. When kerosene replaced whale oil as the primary source of illumination, the entire industry collapsed almost overnight. Yet the emerging petroleum industry went on to create hundreds of times more jobs, eventually employing millions and powering the modern economy. From horses to automobiles around 1900, roughly 4.5 to 5.5 million Americans, 1 in every 6 or 7 workers, earned their living in horse-related occupations: blacksmiths, stable hands, carriage makers, feed suppliers, and drivers. The rise of the automobile rendered those jobs obsolete. What followed was the birth of an even larger ecosystem. Today, more than 11 million Americans work in automotive manufacturing, sales, service, repair, parts supply, and related fields. From railroads to aviation. In 1920, America's railroads employed roughly 2.1 million people, about 5% of the entire workforce. A century later, direct rail employment has shrunk dramatically. Yet commercial aviation, which barely existed in 1920, now supports 9.4 million U.S. jobs and has become one of the nation's critical economic engines. The computer revolution. Between 1960 and 2024, automation and computer-driven productivity eliminated approximately 5 million traditional manufacturing jobs. During the same period, however, the United States created nearly 6 million direct IT jobs and tens of millions more in healthcare, education, finance, logistics, professional services, and countless other sectors transformed by digital technology. Total U.S. employment rose from 53 million in 1960 to over 157 million in 2024, a net gain of more than 100 million jobs in the computer age alone. Time and again, the pattern is identical. Some jobs disappear, but far more new ones emerge, higher skilled, safer, cleaner, and better paying. A closer look. California's aerospace industry. California's aerospace sector in the 1960s offers a vivid case study of this transformation at the micro level. Secretarial and clerical work. A single secretary once supported 10 engineers, typing reports, filing documents, and managing phones. Word processors, email, and automated systems have eliminated that role entirely. Presentation graphics. Engineers once sketched concepts by hand and sent them to centralized art departments for professional slide production, a slow, iterative process involving multiple revisions. Today, engineers create, revise, and present high-quality PowerPoint decks themselves in minutes. Design and manufacturing. Aircraft components were once drafted by hand on large drawing boards, machined manually, and physically tested for fit. Errors triggered expensive rework. Modern computer-aided design, (CAD), 3D modeling, and computer-controlled manufacturing have eliminated entire categories of drafting and manual machining jobs, while dramatically increasing precision, speed, and safety. Thousands of drafting, clerical, and manual labor positions vanished, not just in aerospace but across American industry. Yet what replaced them dwarfed what was lost. The 5 largest U.S. computer and software companies alone, Microsoft, Alphabet, Google, Apple, IBM, and Oracle, now employ well over 1 million people, with hundreds of thousands more working at the thousands of technology firms spawned by the digital revolution. Government's role in the AI transition. As artificial intelligence rapidly transforms the economy, many low-level and repetitive jobs are being automated, and even white-collar work is starting to change. The real challenge is helping people make the transition. Government at all levels has a vital role in guiding this shift. It begins with education. There is a need to strengthen the fundamentals, reading, writing, math, and digital literacy, and bringing back meaningful vocational training in middle and high schools. Students should graduate with real skills that can place them directly into the careers of the AI era. Community colleges and technical programs must offer fast, practical training pathways for adults who need to upskill or change careers. Next, government must modernize the safety net. Workers who are displaced should have access to retraining, wage insurance if they're forced into lower-paying jobs, and portable benefits that follow them from job to job in a more flexible economy. With the right combination of education, worker support, and smart standards, AI can grow the economy, increase productivity, and create better jobs than it replaces. The goal isn't to stop AI, but to manage the transition so that workers, families, and communities come out stronger in the end. The clear lesson: technology disrupts the old, but it builds the future. While specific job categories disappear, innovation consistently produces more jobs, new industries, higher productivity, and greater prosperity than existed before. Attempting to slow or restrict transformative technologies like artificial intelligence may temporarily preserve a handful of existing jobs, but it risks forfeiting the far larger industries and the millions of new, better jobs those technologies will inevitably create. If the United States chooses to throttle AI progress, other nations will not. They will capture the industries, the talent, and the wealth of the coming era. For now, the US and Japan impose minimal AI restrictions, favoring innovation via voluntary guidelines and soft laws, while in contrast, the EU enforces strict risk-based rules under the AI Act, banning high-risk uses like public biometric surveillance. And China mandates centralized control for socialist values, data localization, and state security reviews, prioritizing safety ideology over speed. India follows a hands-off, non-binding approach, leveraging existing laws for risk mitigation, transparency, and equity without rigid mandates. The race is on. To secure America's long-term economic strength and global leadership, we must guide AI responsibly while allowing it to flourish. History proves that embracing technological change rather than resisting it is the surest path to widespread opportunity and national prosperity.